It's when football starts and the time goes by and you wish it could go on forever. But it never ever does. But for the next 18 weeks it will. Well, that's regular season. Then there's playoffs. So through February, football every weekend. Yeah, we got it tonight. It's happening. It's showtime. Yeah, I forgot to tell. I get so excited to do the show that I forgot to tell Bumbles. Yesterday Josh had to leave early. Josh had a kindergarten meeting with his teacher, which happens. You got to have that stuff. And then we got football today. So as you see in the picture, you got Goff versus Mahomes. Kelsey is going to be a game time decision, and we're going to see how that goes. If he'll play today. If not, there'll be plenty of guys to fill in and make things happen. But this is interesting. So the Chiefs have won 8 straight week 1 games. 8 straight. Mahomes is 5-0, 18 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in his 5 opening game weeks. The last 7, they've averaged the Chiefs 33 points a game. Morning Blitz, which I love, says double digits for them today. The Lions, for the first time since they've been in Ford Field in 2002, have sold out their season tickets, which is telling you something, that this is a team, first winning season, 9-8 this past season, since 2017. A lot of hype, a lot of expectations for these Lions. Hutchinson, Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he is my guy. He is my fantasy guy. So tonight I need him to light it up. Light it up, man. Let's make it happen. Let's make it glorious. Let's make it exciting. I am pumped. Pumped, I tell you. I am excited. We'll see what happens. I did send a message. Yes, I did. I sent a message to Mr. Boxing. AJ gave me the name of the guy, so I sent him something, and he has not responded. Let's see, has he seen it yet? Yeah, it was sent. It seems like it was not seen. But Mr. Roman has a boxing club, and I'm trying to find where's the profile? Yes, Michael Roman, Rumble the Box, Rumble in Miami, and just some comedy shows. So I put it out there. I'm trying to get him to do my next, for me to be a ring announcer on some boxing in the future, because it's about options. My dad says always about options, so see what happens on that front, and that's exciting. Yankees, the Martian, Dominguez. Yankees are 5-0 since he came up. 3 home runs in the 5 games. He had a laser, over 110 miles per hour. He likes right field. And Clark Schmidt said he has the it factor. They've won 5 in a row. They're 70-69. As Lenker said, they have a 2% chance of making the playoffs. So I said, Lenker, who are they playing coming up? And I love my Lenker because he always gives me good stuff. And Lenker said to me that, it was below 1% before the current streak. 1 more with Detroit tonight, so they go for the 3-game sweep. Then the Brewers, Red Sox, Pirates, and Jays. He also sent me this today. If a ball passed the foul pole, fair, but then curved foul behind it, it counted as a foul ball. There was also a rule for a time that balls hitting beyond the wall and bouncing back into play were live balls. That I remember. It's estimated that Babe Ruth lost around 75 home runs. Think about that. 700. Ruth, 700 and... How many home runs did Ruth hit? 714? So I imagine almost 800 home runs. Yeah. But, it's a different game back then. I don't know how they'd even... The records were not the same as they are now, but still. Yeah, home run, 714. So imagine that, 789? Crazy, right? I mean, if it curved, then a curved foul, it didn't count. If it bounced back onto the field, it was a live ball. And, Ruth wasn't running very fast. Also, he's at a live show at the Bardenheim live show. Enjoy. Where? All right. He's at a live show for the company. All right. That's good. All right. So Josh will not be here today, which is fine. He's seeing his show that he loves, and I wish him well. It is opening, it is opening day of football. This is a great day. And you got Coco Gauff going against Mukova tonight. Madison Keys won last night. She's going against Sabalenka. And Sabalenka has made the semi. Am I correct in this? Sabalenka is having a season unlike any other season. She is what? Well, yeah, Sabalenka. What did I see here? Yes, Sabalenka has advanced to her fourth Grand Slam final of the year. She's the first one to reach all four major semifinals in one season since Serena in 2016. But Sabalenka, has she won anything this year? That's what I wanted to see. Sabalenka, because I mean, that is a season. Arna Sabalenka. Yes, she is. She is blah blah blah. She has not won. Oh, she won Australia this year. She made this, and everything else she made semifinals this year. But how about that? Fourth semifinal, and she won Australian. And Osaka is coming back to play next year in the Australian Open, so that's exciting. Exciting times. Okay, so we got all that going on right now. A lot of stuff happening right now. The Jets gave Kenny Golladay, $72 million, 6 catches last year, a tryout. Dalvin Cook, a full go. He's another guy in my fantasy team. Full go this week. So that's exciting for the Jets. And Troy Aikman wants to see how the Bills will come back from last year's playoff, getting blown out by the Bengals at home. See how that goes. Kelsey, as I said, game time decision. Colts linebacker Shaquille Leonard cleared concussion protocol. Good chance he plays this weekend versus the Jags, per Mike Chappelle. And last year he missed a ton of games with injuries and everything, so nice for him to come back. Niners $23.2 million cap space tweaked with George Kittle and Trent Williams contracts. And what I see that they have the highest, they have running back McCaffrey, Usyk the fullback, Kittle the tight end, I think he the highest paid, Trent Williams, and now Bosa, all the highest paid players at their positions in the NFL. That's a lot of talent on that team. Josh Harris on Ron Rivera, great job, but needs, it's all about, it's all about win-losses. It's you got to get those wins. You can't. Nobody cares what you're doing. If you got the morale up. Are you winning games? No. That's a great thing about sports. Wins, losses. From there, you're out. Justin Fields signs with Reebok. All right. I like that guys are doing different things and not going for Nike. I think that's a cool kind of thing. The top 5 fantasy quarterbacks inside 5 yards since 2013. Last year, you had Mahomes and Hurts, and they said they usually regress the year after, but 5 points for Mahomes, 4.5 for Jalen Hurts. Thank you, Pro Football Network. Back in 2020, Josh Allen had 6 points. So within the 5 yards. So if you got quarterbacks, I don't like rooting for players. I like watching football, but I think it's kind of fun. I'll be competing with other people this year. It should be fun. We'll see what happens. The Bears spent a lot of money on the D, but need rookies. Gervon Dexter was the second-round pick, number 53 out of Florida this year, and Zach Pickens, who out of South Carolina, the third-round pick, 64, to step up. Both have shown promise. They need one or the other. It'd be nice if both did. They got Traymon Edwards, from the linebacker from the Bills. They got Yannick Ngakoue, who's always been productive. They got T.J. Edwards, the linebacker from the Eagles, and DeMarcus Walker is a guy that can fill in on the line. But the defense, now you're expecting big things with Justin Fields. You're expecting big things with the defense. I don't think they're going to take a huge jump, but I'd like to maybe 7 and 10 this year. I think Justin Fields will take a big bump up. Hopefully he won't have to run as much. He can pass more, and he'll stay upright and not get hit. These guys get hit too much. It's crazy. I did see the Ravens, so they have a black. All 3 quarterbacks are black, and the 2 quarterback coach and I guess 2 of the coaches, they had a picture up with all of them black, and some white guy said, "Oh, you have to bring it about race." No, it's not about race. It's you know what? It is about race because I'm watching Hard Knocks. And every fucking coach is white. The defensive coordinator is white. The wide receiver coach is white. The offensive coordinator is white. Now you got Sala is a minority coach. But it's amazing how there's so many white coaches and so few minority coaches out there that I feel like, we have to. There are 9 women record 9 women in full-time positions in the NFL this year. Thank you, Front for Sports, for that. But that's those are things I like to see. That means steps in the right direction. But I definitely feel that the minorities on the field, yes, they're the majority. But off the field, it's still white man's game. I mean, owners are all white, and except Khan for the Jags, and everybody else, coaching's pretty much is lily white, as in college too. It seems like all these white coaches, and I'm always like, dude, how could it be that many white coaches? And you have all these players, and it's got to be. I don't consider that woke. I feel like there should be more balance. We need balance, equilibrium, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we need more of that. So Brad Biggs, thanks for that on the Bears. Yeah, we're going to see. Hey, listen, they brought some guys in, and you got it. Your draft picks have to step up. They have to. You need stuff from your draft picks, or else you're screwed, and you can't keep doing bad drafts. There was actually a study done on numbers, ESPN, where Brett Favre had a lower number, and you thought he ran when he really didn't. Whereas Darnold had 14, but I guess they saw him as a different type of quarterback. And numbers, like a higher number means a taller wide receiver and all that stuff. I mean, I never thought about any of that stuff, but I kind of like it. I kind of like a defensive guy with a single number. Going with I like a 0. I feel that's kind of cool. I like 1 on a wide receiver. Speed. I just think lower numbers. I think speed. That's me. That's a perception. Higher numbers. I think of a big tight end, whatever. That's always the thing. I think Michael Irvin took 88, but now looking back, I wonder what number he would have taken. I think he would have taken number 1. I think the kind of guy he was, 1. Terrell Owens, definitely a 1. 81, but I think he would have taken a lower number. Just the way, because the alpha male personality he had. So that's just me. Ravens, I love this. Linebacker Raquan Smith said, excited to finally hit somebody for real in season opener. They host the Texans on Sunday. Yeah, I would think after a while you keep hitting the same guys. If they're talking about the college football, they hit in their teammates and see same guys every day in practice. It's nice to hit somebody else. And sometimes they, burst a pipe and they get pissed off. And there's some, so it's going to be interesting. They're going to be hyped up. A lot of these guys playing NFL haven't played a lot of the preseason. So it's go time, and it's going to be exciting tonight. Arrowhead, first game of the defending NFL champs. It's going to be pretty cool. Jackson Smith-Njigba with the wrist, expected to play Sunday versus the Rams. But Cooper Kupp is definitely out with the hamstring. He could be out for a while. How about Jake Haener? The rookie quarterback out of Fresno State, suspended 6 games without pay for PEDs. I looked at him, I go, dude, he doesn't was he trying to bulk up for the draft or whatever? I'm like, dude, why would you? And how do they think they're getting away with this? That's the thing that always blows my mind. How do they think they're getting away with this? They have all this testing, whatever. It's hard to, I would think, you're doing this, and it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Was it worth it? You got drafted, okay. But, did you really think you're going to get away with all this? That's always blows my mind. Always blows my mind. Yeah, 17 games over the next 18 weeks. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of football. Mahomes, I talked about him. Javonte Williams, big role, week 1 for this season, big role. So that's good. The former North Carolina had a knee surgery and everything. Versus the Raiders, we'll see how that goes for the Broncos with Russell Wilson. Maybe he'll, stop kissing babies and play some football this season. Yankees looking for a 3-game sweep, 6-game win streak, which would be the biggest of the season. Eduardo Rodriguez 10-7 with a 3.11 ERA against Carlos Rodon. Rodon 2-4 with a 5.70. Now I read some stuff about Gleyber Torres, where entering Wednesday he was a -2 on defensive runs saved at second base. That was his career low. Also, Fangraphs base running metric, BSR, career worst -4 on Wednesday. Yeah, he's that's where but he's a -2 defensive run, and he's 12th lowest of 138 players in majors this year in the base running metric. But his 2.7 WAR is 10th out of all second basemen. That's pretty freaking good. And 31 games since August 1st, 331 batting average, 8 home runs, and a 1.02 OPS. They got to keep him, right? They got to keep him. And yeah, Dominguez, he says he likes the right field wall at Yankee Stadium. 7 for 21, 3 home runs, a double, 5 runs scored, 5 RBIs, first 5 games. Damn. They were 69 and 96. And yeah, as I said, 2% chance of making the playoffs now. 6.5 games out of the wild card. The Mets are 8. Mets lost yesterday. But, I mean, I have all these stats of Dominguez, the first guy to do all this. It's 5 games. What it tells me is, should have brought him up sooner, and next year he should be on the team from day one. And if they can do that with Volpe hitting under 250, hitting under 230 this season, then they can definitely let Dominguez come up and play every day. And you're going to have a guy out there every day contributing to the team, and that I'm good with. Ben DeBose, Astros passed the Dodgers for best championship odds, only behind the Braves. They just 3-game series, 16 home runs and 50 runs scored against the Rangers. Scherzer last night, 3 innings, 7 runs, and Verlander in 7 innings gave a run. They scored 50 runs and 16 home runs in 3 games, which is crazy. So Hal called it Murderer's Row. The weekend they were, but it was interesting. So I looked up, I wanted to see, I knew the Braves were leading the majors in home runs. So Braves have 265, Dodgers have 216, Tampa Bay is 200, Angels have Tampa Bay is 202, Angels 201, Yankees are 5th with 200, and the Twins are 6th at 199, and the Astros and Rangers are 196, and the Cardinals are 194, which just goes to show you, out of the top teams, Braves, Dodgers, playoff teams, Angels no, Yankees no, Twins yes, so 3, Astros and Rangers, 4, 5, and Cardinals 6. So basically, you have, just home runs don't necessarily mean don't relate to wins, and the Yankees aren't scoring a lot of runs, and they're hitting more home runs and knocking guys in with other types of hitting, and and I think the Astros are a good team. I still want them to go in the wild card and piss off Hal, which would make me happy. But I love Hal, but I'm not rooting for the Astros. But they are playing some very good, and they got swept by the Yankees over the weekend, and then they take Texas. And now Texas, I agree. Texas plays in what looks like a garbage can. It is the ugliest Globe Field, ugly stadium. Rangers, I don't know who the fuck built that. That thing is ugly. And Anthony Rendon, I was bashing him. He said no habla inglés. He said he's dealing with a bone bruise, too much pain to do much right now. I'm not inside his body, but I'm like, damn, dude, that's because I was like, what's going on here? Why is he now a bone bruise? And you're not inside the guy's body. All right, he's in the city. Congrats to you. All right. Margaritaville. I don't even know what that. I think it's Times Square. Oof. Yeah. All right. Well, he's seen his favorite guys. Yeah, I don't get into the sports talk radio. I just don't. I'm doing my own sports talk radio. Doing my own sports talk. And I was gonna bash. Richard Sherman was comparing Paul Gasol to the Lakers just brought in. Who the Lakers just bring in? Woods. Because they're the same averages. And he was just saying, hey, I'm a Laker fan, I'm excited to get him. But Paul Gasol was on teams that won. And Woods hasn't done anything really in his career. And sometimes I feel like you compare, we got the same. Listen, he was playing on teams and playing for championships, whereas Woods isn't playing for anything. It's kind of like, what I see, Tatum says he wants to be on the Mount Rushmore of Celtics, where he named Russell, Bird, and Pierce. Pierce. Well, Pierce did have a great career. He only won 1 ring, but Tatum, dude, you gotta win a ring. I mean, maybe he wants to get there, and they made the finals 2 years ago, lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Heat last year, and I guess I agree. You want to get there, you want to get to the greats, but Russell's on a different planet. I mean, those teams were great. Now I know it was a different time. You have Cowens, you have Casey Jones. I mean, even with the Celtics. Who was on that team? Oh, God. And he passed. Who was the DJ? Oh, man, I see his face. Celtics championships. I see his face. Celtics, 1984. Dennis Johnson. I mean, you had some great players back then, man. So, Tatum, I hope you get there. And sometimes you see stuff and it comes out and you're like, you grab on it. I think about it. Or should I talk about it? But I feel like, it's hard. Barkley never won a championship. Marino never won a championship. Dr. J won 1. I mean, there's guys who never get there. Nowitzki got 1. There's guys who never even get to the finals. I mean, Carmelo never played for a championship. Russ has played for 1. he was lucky, but you got Curry. Curry's lucky in that respect. But there's guys who haven't played for a championship yet, haven't even got there. You have Paul George never played for one. He's doing all the commercials. Who's the point guard? Wake Forest guy. See his face. He's never played for a championship. And Harden's never played for a championship. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there who's never played for championships. It's hard to get there. You know, yes, it's talent, and yeah, guys get hurt. This guy gets hurt. Yeah, Humbles, you bring up a good point. There is some truth to that. There is some, luck in a way that guys. I don't know luck, but it's about team staying healthy. The team stays healthy, then good things happen. We'll see what happens going forward. But yes, yeah, Julio Urias placed on administrative leave until further notice, which means he ain't playing. Probably not even playing next year. Marlins 11-4 over the Dodgers, 16-win streak. Dodgers 1-5 the last 6, still up 13 in the division. And I talked about Houston getting the big win yesterday. Cubs 8-2 over the Giants, 4 straight wins, 3-game sweep of the Giants. Giants 6 straight losses. They lost 8-2 yesterday, 2.5 games back in the wild card. Cubs are 76-54. Tampa Bay's 30 games over 500. But 76-54, and the second wild card. That's why I like the wild card, because I feel there's teams that deserve a shot. They get hot. There's a chance. We can see what happens. This was interesting, too, from Clutch. Yeah, I think there's too many teams in the playoffs, but I also feel like, I remember there were years, the Mets, finished second with, 100 wins, 98 wins, and you don't make the playoffs? Yeah, I think that's bullshit. And I feel like, sometimes a division, especially the NFL, division winner with Tampa Bay gets in, which is bullshit, 8-9, when there are more deserving teams out there that play in a better division, better teams. I mean, every team in the AL East is over 500. Every team. I would say every team in that division. That's a good division. They're playing good baseball, top to bottom. Should happen. We'll see. Season's almost over. It's already September. Before we know it, we have baseball, postseason baseball. Yankees are out. The Mets are out. And it's going to be like, who gives a shit? Locally. But and I talked to Shoop. So I said, Shoop, you got to take your dancing shoes to the, Washington Husky and Seahawk games. He goes, oh yeah, maybe. He said he'd come on and talk Seattle sports. I said, yeah, let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. And Clutch points, analytics are guides, not gods. Not doing this stuff just because numbers say it. Have to figure out what's best for the team. That was T-Wolves coach Chris Finch. I agree. I think baseball too. I think some coaches are crazy with the analytics, and I feel like it's not a good thing sometimes. I feel like you can't live and die with the analytics. I feel like you have to go with your gut sometimes. Some guy's hot. You have a feeling about someone. Go with him. And the analytics say, do this. But sometimes somebody gets a hot hand, and you got to ride that wave. And AD wants to play power forward, not center this year. That's what he's played pretty much all last season. We'll see how that works out. Hachimura will start. Christian Woods will back him up. That's what they're saying to start the season. Things could change. And the Liberty tonight, looking for their 5th straight home win. 7th, they won 7 in a row. They're 31-7. They host the 16-22 Sparks. So that season, Jesus, they got 2 more games left. 40-game season. 10 Oklahoma State college basketball players, NIL deals with Pokes with a Purpose. I like that NIL for Oklahoma State. A partnership with Wilson Cadillac, can drive cars fall and spring. They've been doing that shit forever. But now, NIL, let's give them cars now. Drive some Cadillacs. Yeah, sure. Kim Mulkey, 10 years, $32 million from LSU extension. 10 years, $32 million. Highest paid women's basketball coach. Hey, she won a natty. She won a chip. She went there and she won a chip. But that's impressive. Kim Mulkey, that is serious shekels. Good for her. She's a badass coach. And Carlos Alcaraz, youngest man to reach 3 Grand Slam finals in the same year since Djokovic in 2007. And he's 24-1. His only loss was to Djokovic at the 2023 French Open semi. So he's on a hot streak. And I thought this was interesting. With Pablo Iglesias Morer. Miami and Messi, everybody's going crazy. But he said a few days ago, MLS club, which he didn't name, they had a post-game press conference. Nobody was on Zoom, and nobody came in person. Nobody showed up. He says they operate in the shadows. And everybody thinks, oh, Messi. But that's kind of interesting. Nobody shows up on a Zoom. Local papers. I don't understand. You're trying to make these sports better and everything. The NWSL is ridiculous. One of the players is calling them out she's calling out the CBS because if one of the players. I want to get this right because I don't want to be rambling without backing it up with what did I saw this right here? Yes. So Bethany Balker OL Reign, that's Portland. The setup of the Challenge Cup ahead of Wednesday night semifinals against Racing Louisville. She was on Instagram yesterday. Balker called the league making the same mistakes. She said OL Reign is this year's #1 seed and hosts Houston at 10 p.m. Eastern. If they advance to Sunday's final, they won't be able to host the game in Seattle. Oh, the Reign is in Seattle. I'm sorry. Oh, I got that wrong. Yeah, Seattle. OL Reign. I thought OL Reign was in. Yes. OL Reign is this year's #1 seed. If they advance to Sunday's final, they won't be able to host the game in Seattle because it's locked into the 12:30 Eastern time slot at CBS. She said, screw CBS and put that game on YouTube for all I care. No wonder we struggle to get the exposure and views we want. She said the league's official website said higher seeds will be given first priority to host all playoff games pending stadium availability. Yeah, she said we had the Challenge Cup for 3 years and we still are making the same mistakes. Last year we got top seed, but we couldn't host a semifinal due to a field scheduling conflicts that the league wouldn't let us work around. Top seed again, we actually get to host the semifinal. She says, yay, progress. But if we win, we can't host the final because the game would have to be at 9 a.m. because our CBS deal doesn't give us any other time slot. Yeah, she goes, once again, our reward for being the top seed is having to travel across the country to play a team who we should be playing at home during a 3-game week where we have the least amount of time to turn around going from Sunday to Wednesday to Saturday. Well, yeah, that's a lot of games. Soccer's a different sport. I mean, they do play it in other sports. I mean, NFL can't play. I mean, they do play twice a week now with this Thursday bullshit. But she's got a point there. You know, it's locked into a time, and you can't have a game locally at 9:30. But you know what? Colorado's playing a 10 o'clock game on Saturday, local time, because you know what? I mean, they had over 7 million people watch the game against TCU. And now, I thought every game was sold out. I think season tickets were sold out. But the home games against Colorado State and USC are sold out right now. And she's got a beef there, man. Yeah. I mean, you're locked into a time, and you would think you can move it around a little bit, especially the top seed should have the game. I'm sorry. You know, then what's the point of having seeds? Oh, well, you can't get the... Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a mess, but that's the thing with a lot of bumps. The women almost have to accept it. Women's sports have to accept, like, okay, this is what we're doing, and you know what? You're going to have to deal with it. Now, WNBA, they go crazy if that happened. But it has happened where they've had to move games around. The availability of the... That happened last year, I remember. They had some problems getting games at arenas. So I guess we're going to see what happens. But yeah, I'd be pissed too. Especially traveling across. That's a lot of flying, man. That is a lot of flying. Yeah, so opens up my eyes to some things. I was like, all right, that's interesting. And forward Ron Holland, projected 2024 #1 pick forward, is playing for the Ignite in the G League this season instead of going to college. 23 points at his debut. Kyle Umlang, this is always good stuff. Always good Texas stuff. Last time Texas basketball reached Elite Eight, Texas football went 11-1. That was 2008. Yeah, Texas basketball lost 88-81 in the Elite Eight to Miami this year. But back in 2008, basketball Elite Eight, football went 11-1 regular season, 12-1 overall after they beat Ohio State 24-21 in the Fiesta Bowl. I thought it was kind of cool. So let's see if that passes and the good luck keeps it going. LSU, football prices expected to increase. Yeah, of course it is. Brian Kelly, though. Dude, if you don't have a good season, you know what? I'm telling you, you went down there, they gave you everything, they opened up everything, and if you don't perform, then you done. You done. You done. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Wow. Right? Yeah. I mean, LSU ticket prices going up. We lost our first game of the season. Got blown out 31-7 in the second half to Florida State. And, yeah. How's the season going to turn out? I don't know. Real sports is ending after 29 years. I mean, I feel like, isn't it whoever took over HBO Max, the whole thing, he's 74 years old, almost over 300 episodes. I think that's a show that should be on and should stay on because I thought they did really good stuff. And I don't think there's too much television like that anymore. I feel like it's the 60 Minutes of Sports. They've tried other things, and they have tried 60 Minutes of Sports. But Brian Gumbel was on a different level to me. I love Brian Gumbel. Michigan say, I love him. There's something. He's just very smart, polished, smooth, charismatic, and he just oozes. Yeah, there's some. He's just a classy dude, man. It's just something about him that I always liked. I mean, I haven't watched the show as much as I did recently, but it's like the world's changing, man. I just feel like they're dumbing everything down. I mean, come on. But there was big news today. What did I see? That Rogers is going to be on Pat McAfee's show every Tuesday. That's big fucking news. Pat McAfee, who can't wear anything but a tank top. I don't get Pat McAfee. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I've watched a couple times. I really don't get it. And what did I see? Mad Russo's rooting against Colorado. He goes, he's Deion'd out. Really? I mean, you're Deion'd out because the whole week now you want him to lose. Now you're going to root against him for one game? Nah. I just, I mean, and I know that's all about clicks. It's all getting people to watch a show, and they all have to be controversial and say stuff. But I feel like you're trying too hard. It's not organic. You're not like, let me say stuff to piss. You got to really think about stuff before you say stuff. I mean, that's why when I read some of this stuff, I mean, Tatum, hey, I wish you luck. But you know what? You got to win a couple champions. I think everybody would jump on, Mahomes the next great. No, Mahomes is a good player. He's the best player right now. But he's not is he up with the greatest all time? Yes, he's done some great. He's done very good things. But it's about longevity of a career. And you need time. That has to happen over time. You can't push it. And we force the envelope. Colorado, oh my God, the first game, blah, 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 blah. It's like, enough, guys. Let Travis Hunter play a whole fucking season before we annoyed him. 2025 he can't go pro? He's got another two. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, can he have a full season? But we hype everybody, and we annoyed everybody, and we have to the point where it's like overdosing everybody with this shit, and you're like, enough already. Let it happen. Like Alcaraz, yes, phenomenal player. And I agree with McEnroe, generational. Like McEnroe, that's another thing. McEnroe, when he does the U.S. Open, it's a different level. He's the best of all of them. Nobody close. I got a British guy, name escapes me, but McEnroe is elite, like Gumbel, elite doing what he does. And NFL, there is nobody there. There is nobody there now. You lost. John Madden was the greatest of greatest, the greatest. Now, back when I was growing up, you had a lot of guys that were just professional. Everybody says there's not going to be another Vince Scully, which, yeah, but I never. I mean, he wasn't my thing. Vince Scully wasn't my thing. But Madden, anytime, it was and McEnroe. I'll watch any match that McEnroe's calling. To me, Madden was the thing. I'm trying to think basketball. I mean, I love Marv Albert. And they don't have those guys anymore. There aren't. I mean, Tony Romo's not that guy. I mean, he's with the guy who's like who's this? Yeah, I see his face. CBS football. I'm blanking on names. CBS football announcers. Yeah, I'm trying to see his. How come I can't? Jim Nance. Jim Nance is just like. I mean, Madden and Summerall. That's it. That was it. McEnroe, phenomenal. Baseball. Vince Scully. People talk about Vince Scully. I love Tony Kubek. Now I'll tell you the truth. Michael Kay. I can tolerate, but I like the Met announcers. I like Hernandez. I like Darling. I just like their camaraderie. When David Cohn's on, it's like time stands still. And Paul O'Neill's just a goofball. He's a goofball, but he's all right. Michael Kay, I never liked it. I like him more now. I do. But announcing, to me, there's a voice. There's something about it, how they present the product, that there's not a lot of guys out there. I mean, there's just a lot of mediocre. I mean, tonight we have on Collinsworth, who doesn't shut the fuck up. He just keeps talking and talking. Tirico, Tirico's okay. Tirico's more. I'll take Tirico every day. And Al Michaels with, oh my God. And I can't stand the guy in Thursday Night Football now, and the former dump quarterback. I can't stand him. Thursday Night Football, I can't stand. And Chris Fowler, another guy, can't shut up. He can't shut up. Yeah, I can't stand. Yeah, Kirk Herbstreit. He brings nothing. He's not even interesting. He is bland as shit, and they love him. They can't. They eat them up. I don't get it. Boxing. I used to like the Freddie Pacheco used to do the boxing. And what's his? Oh, you had the greatest of. He said, "Look at that little monkey go," and that was the end of Howard Cosell. And Howard Cosell. But that's the thing. I miss that. I miss those great announcers that you would listen for. You could listen forever. Yeah, I miss it. I miss the golden days. I feel like a lot of it's gone away. Like that's why I want to get into boxing, to the ring announcing, because I watch UFC and Bruce Buffer sucks. I mean, sucks. It's on. It's just a loud voice with nothing behind it, and you have to be a showman. You got to be a showman, and he's not out there. So Bumbles has given me his score, 36-27. Good. I see people putting up who they think's going to win the division, all that stuff. That ain't me. You want to find somebody to do that stuff or give you bets for the week, more power to you. But I feel like that's pulling things out of your ass. 36-27. Where do you get 36-27? So that means they score, okay, let's do this. 36-27, does that mean that's 4 touchdowns? 4 touchdowns? Mass comic is joining us. Wait, so 36-27 is 5 touchdowns and one missed extra point? Is that what we're going by? Or a 2-point conversion? 36 and 4 touchdowns and missed extra point? 36-27. Yeah. Where'd you pull that one out of? My man Bumbles. Love him. Yeah, that's not me. I'm not going to go through every game and go, who do I like? I mean, there's going to be good games this weekend, and I can talk about them. I mean, you got some shitty college football tonight. You got tennis, which Michigan's going to want to watch, and I'm going to watch football. And I'm excited for football. Yeah, and Nick Adams, so I guess he's written a book with Trump. He said ESPN just gave a huge new contract to their NFL analyst. He put in quotes, Mina Kimes. He said she's never played a down of football in her life. Who gives a fuck? Yet she will be paid $1.7 million a year to talk about it on woke ESPN. He said ESPN is no longer about sports. It's about promoting equity among the genders. He stands by his words. Yes, you do. You're done with ESPN. We're going to miss you so much. I'm going to miss you. Nick, I'm going to miss you. This short, fat, portly motherfucker, British guy, was talking, and he had a picture up of Trump shredded, with a Trump shredded body, which I don't know where the hell he's getting this 250. I've never seen Trump shredded in his life. And then a picture of Biden with his, and Biden's 80 years old. So what's Biden doing? Biden's basically, come on, he's riding a bike that he can't stay on? Are you kidding me? So I said, hey, Nikki, why don't you post a picture of yourself without a shirt on? And here he is, Mina Kimes. Mina Kimes knows her shit. And I have no problem with her getting paid that money. I don't have a problem with her talking football. She knows her stuff. She puts the work in. So I don't have a problem with it. But he seems to have a problem with it. It's woke because they gave a woman to talk football. She never played football. How many people actually played football? Or how many people actually play, there's people coaching, great coaches, who never played never made it to the majors. Jim, who was the Pirates manager? Jim, damn. Marlins, I see his face. Jim manager, Marlins. Okay. I see his face. And I want to say Jim Leyritz, but it's not Jim Leyritz. Jim manager, Pirates. Who actually told off Jim Leyland. I still remember when he told off Bonds. Jim Leyland did not have a great professional career, became a phenomenal manager. A lot of guys and professional football coaches, they're very successful. Kyle Shanahan, wasn't this great football player. He played college, but he went into coaching. I mean, a lot of these guys, Sean McVay, college, into the pros. But it doesn't mean just because you go from college and you play NFL, you're a star. Hey, Magic Johnson couldn't coach NBA players. Wasn't his thing. Larry Bird was a very good coach. So there's a little bit right there. But I just saw that. I was like, really? That's the woke. I just said, what? That's a douchebag. So I'm gonna talk about this douchebag. Now, this is interesting for Frank Michael Smith, highest salary in every American sport. Messi makes the most money in all professional sports, $54 million. NBA's highest paid player is Curry at 51 million. MLB Scherzer and Verlander, both ex-Mets, over 43. NHL Nathan McKinnon at 12.6 million. And they were talking about where's the NFL? Who's the NFL highest paid player this season? I thought that highest paid player. I talked about this yesterday. NFL highest paid player this year with. Oh, it's salary. It's not this season. Justin Herbert, 53. Oh, I guess it's Justin Herbert at 53. So he is the second highest paid player. So Messi is the highest paid player in all American sports right now. And female soccer players in Spain are going on strike over disparities in pay, widening a debate over sexism in the women's national team. It's happening. I mean, they're all pissed off. I mean, look at the NWSL. They have no control. They have a contract at CBS. So you're the top team. Well, you can't play 9:30 in the morning at home. So we're going to move you and make you play somewhere else. And you hear this stuff and you're like, are you shocked by any of this stuff? No, not even close. Not even close. Yeah, God. Yeah, so Goff is going against Bokova at 7, and then Keys versus Sabalenka at 8:30. Keys has never won a major, but she did make the final U.S. Open 2017. And Shelton plays Djokovic tomorrow. Alcaraz will go against Medvedev, who says that people are going to die because it's so hot at the U.S. Open, which I don't disagree with. It is hot as hell there, but yeah, I mean, and Keys looked shaky second set, but she got the win. She won 2 sets yesterday. And I watched some of Alcaraz. Was hitting balls between his legs and all this stuff. Jeez Louise, he's damn good. So you could have Alcaraz, Djokovic in the final again. Yeah, I don't know what Shelton's going to do today. I mean, he might play okay, but I don't think it's going to happen. Isaiah Simmons finally feels like somewhere he belongs with the Giants. With Wink Martindale too. He says, I don't know, I just feel like me and him have a connection. It feels good to be in a place where you know you're wanted and they know how to use you effectively. Little bash to the Cardinals. The Jets. Yeah, Jets, they're going to be a good team. Top tier defense, excellent young playmakers on offense, and now you got a quarterback. I guess we're going to see what happens. Doug Peterson was talking about going against Anthony Richardson in his first game. Said Peterson is comparable to former NFL MVP Cam Newton. Similar size and similar athleticism and size. Yeah, big physical, strong quarterbacks with a cannon for an arm. We're going to see what that happens if he can do it. He can beat you with his arm, beat you with his legs. We'll see how that goes. Josh Downs from UNC set for a significant work 1 week load. Third round, 5'9". All these guys, 5'9", 170. I haven't weighed 171 since I was like in college. Had over 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. Well, he averaged 98 catches, over almost 1,200 yards. U.S. Open should not be so when should it be? Well, that's the thing. You got when should it be? People are going to freeze their asses off. Come on, Mass Comic. Give me something else. I mean, where else are you going to put it? It has to be in the summer. Look, Australia is in their summer, and it's boiling there too. It's even hotter there than it is here, and they sweat their asses off. So I just don't think you're going to move it. It's not going to happen. Before the French, then it's freezing here. May's always iffy, dude. No, I mean, you're going to be hot anywhere. You know, they get hot at Wimbledon. They get hot at the French. Maybe. I mean, it's a good point. I'll take it, But I think with the TV contracts and such, I don't think they're ever going to change it. It's always the last major of the year. I don't think they're going to do that. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, and Jamal Adams, they restructured his contract, saved over $6 million. Like, Jamal Adams, thank God the Jets got rid of him. Thank God. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with this. So Patrick Mahomes, for much of America, has become unlikable. Why? Because there's an envy. He's playing fucking great. Well, I don't know if I feel unlikable. I mean, I don't look at the guy and go, oh my God. He's a great fucking player. It drives me, the shit he can do, I don't know if unlikable. It's not like Brady. Yeah, I couldn't stand Brady. I just didn't like Brady. And I'm tired of seeing him in these commercials and he goes, maybe I'll go pro again. Tom Brady, no personality. He's like watching, he's just void. Whereas Mahomes is kind of fun. Though he did drive me crazy in the quarterbacks thing on Netflix, where his thing is to say yes sir to everybody, but to a point where you're like, you're really annoying me by saying yes sir so goddamn much. So I'm not a fan of that. No. How about this? A better Bet MGM wagered 10,000 on Lions plus 2,200 to win the Super Bowl. He won 220,000. So I said, Michigan, I should put 100 down on the Jets. I don't know what their odds are, but I was like, I could win some money. Yeah, maybe, you know. And Matthew Stafford downplays Wife's comment that he was having trouble gelling with his younger Ram teammates. Said, you know, it's not too worried about it. Yeah, they're going to suck. I think the Rams, all the trades they've done recently, and Burns, I thought they were getting from Carolina, they're not getting him. And now Kupp's out, and Stafford's only getting older. I thought Stafford was already on the end of his career. He didn't look good at all. I thought they were the luckiest team to win the goddamn Super Bowl. Cincinnati should have beat them if he would have made that they had the ball. Remember that third down catch, the slot, dropped the ball? I just was like, motherfucker, if you would have made that goddamn catch, you know, and I'm saying T. Higgins, but it wasn't T. Higgins, it was the kid out of Pitt. Cincy wide receivers, all right. Cincy wide receiver. Not T. Higgins. Show more. Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd had that ball in his goddamn hands. And if he would have had that catch, they could have run the clock, they would have won the goddamn game. But they didn't. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, so now Bosa's contract, biggest ever for non-quarterback, $34 million. Doesn't even crack the top 50 in North America sports leagues. Garrett Cole's the cutoff at $36 million. He's not even in the top 50. Isn't that crazy? $170 million, 5 years, $122.5 million guaranteed. 14 quarterbacks still have a higher annual salary than Bosa. He's making more than Donald, Tyreek Hill, and T.J. Watt. He's the reigning defensive player of the year. He's good. Yeah, you have the highest paid defensive end in Bosa, running back Isaiah McCaffrey, fullback Usyk, third highest paid left tackle. I'm sorry, Trent Williams, the third highest paid left tackle. Tight end George Kittle, linebacker Fred Warner. A lot of talent in that team. And can they rekindle the same? Can Purdy do the same things he did last year, this year? And who's your backup? Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold backing up. Talk about a great gig. If your quarterback's playing bad, they want you, and then you get in, and then, then shit happens. And Micah Parsons said that he's happy for Nick Bosa. He really showed why he was the best player in the league last year. So he got paid all that money. Parsons can earn more, they said. I mean, come on, he's done everything. Come on. He's in his third year. Just finished as runner-up to Bosa in the Defensive Player of the Year. 23.5 sacks, 56 quarterback hits, 149 tackles, 6 forced fumbles during his career. I mean, Micah Parsons is a hell of a football player, man. He is a hell of a player. All-Pro each year, Defensive Rookie of the Year 2021. I mean, he's going to get paid. It's not going to happen right now, but it's going to happen. And I still think, Baker Mayfield. Dude, he beat out Kyle Trask. Mass Comic New York. You are a huge Florida Kyle Trask fan. I think Billy Napier's gone. But Kyle Trask did not get this. But Baker could get hurt, so he could get some playing time this year. And Dolphins left tackle Teron Armstead didn't practice. Back, ankle, and knee injuries. Hasn't practiced since mid-August. Doesn't matter. Mike McDaniel said, he says his history of playing without practice. Practice. We're talking about practice. And Commanders, I told you, Terry McLaurin, turf toe is a problem, and he's hoping to play week 1. But if not, they got Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Diami Brown, UNC, and Byron Pringle. And Chase Young hopes to play week 1. James Crowder is now in the practice squad, which was Washington 2015-2018. I think it was a good pickup. Now, this is interesting. So Caleb Williams' dad says that he can return to USC if team drafting first is in a good situation, he told GQ. And AD will be gone if Napier goes. The athletic director? Who gives a shit about that? AD will be gone if Napier... You're talking about the athletic director? Well, who cares? I mean, I'm talking about the football coach. I'm talking about Florida is at a different... you brought all this money and you brought in Napier. You sucked last year. You had Richardson. You still couldn't win any goddamn games. You got the quarterback for Wisconsin, Mertz, and you played like shit against Utah. And I think you're in for a long, long season. So I don't know what's going on there, but you're in like football heaven state where you get all the best players, and he still can't field the team. I mean, they're not good. The U's not that good. and Florida State is now taken over as the top team in the state. Even UCF has been playing better over the last couple of years. So I think the future does not look bright for your Gators. You know, I think there's a lot of teams on the like Clemson on the downschneid. Yeah, but so Darius Butler call him bullshit. Cowboy will 1,000% declare for the draft. He goes, NIL money is not NFL franchise quarterback money. Yeah, I keep now, but hey, you know what? I mean, Eli's. Oh my God, how am I blanking on Manning's dad? Eli's dad did not want him. They did not want to go to San Diego. They thought San Diego was not a good situation, and they got him to the Giants. And there's a chance. I mean, right now it looks like Arizona. They said the worst. Josh Dobbs is starting the worst team in the country, in the NFL. And does he not want to go there? Does he think, well, you know, with the ownership and stuff? I mean, he could come back another year, but you know, Leinart came back, lost a ton of money. There's a lot of quarterbacks. Leinart and who lost a ton of money? He's still in the league. Who's the USC NFL quarterback? I see his face, but Leinart's the one that sticks out to me. That I'm always like, wait, no, not Sanchez, Leinart, Carlson, but Matt Barkley. Matt Barkley could have came out the year before, and he was up for a lot of money, and he stayed, and he dropped. But Leinart was up for a shitload of money, and they never really made the NFL money. I mean, he's doing the college football stuff now, but yeah, I can't believe Caleb Williams is going to stay. I mean, maybe they'll pull him to. I mean, Archie definitely they definitely didn't want him going to play for San Diego, and you know he ended up going to the Giants, won 2 Super Bowls, and the Chargers improved. They got, goddamn, 2000. What year was that? 2003. Was that 2003 NFL draft? 3. How come? I think as I get older, I'm forgetting more stuff. Yeah, that's the quarterback draft. I'm trying to see. That is not who I was looking at. Was it 2004? When was Eli drafted? San Diego quarterback. I'm blanking on names today. I'm just blanking on names today. I can't remember the Chargers quarterback 2005. Drew Brees. No, it wasn't Drew Brees. God damn it. 2007. Philip Rivers. I couldn't remember Philip Rivers' name. But then Philip Rivers went and he had never made a Super Bowl. Eli won 2. So I could see that happen. But I could see him maybe trying to push him to a different team, but I don't think he's going to turn down all those shekels. I just don't think so. And Keon Coleman, Florida State receiver from Michigan State, with 3 touchdown catches against LSU. He's released apparel called Keon Country, playing on Leon County, where Tallahassee is located. Okay. And University of West Georgia is trying to reclassify to D1 and join the Atlantic Sun or the UAC conference. What's UAC? UAC. United Athletic Conference? That's D1? Who the hell's in the United? Jesus, I didn't even know there was a conference. Oliver Luck is the commissioner? Member school. Okay, yeah. Who's the member schools? Abilene Christian, Austin Pay, Central Arkansas, Eastern Kentucky, North Alabama, Southern Utah, Stephen F. Austin, Tarleton State in Texas, and Utah Tech. And University of Texas Rio Grande Valley is joining. They lost Kennesaw State, Lamar, Sam Houston, Jacksonville State. Learn something new every goddamn day. Yeah, Colorado, big ratings, first game. What are they, 7.2 million people? Second most watched game of the weekend behind Florida State over LSU. So the dream, we got WNBA dream of clinch a playoff spot for the first time since 2018. 7 teams in, one to go, either the Sparks or the Sky. Sparks have to win tonight. If they don't, it's over. Baltimore's 11-3 the last 14 in baseball. Chicago Cubs are 11-4. Yankees are 10-4, 10-4 the last 14. Wow. Atlanta and Tampa Bay 9-4. Yes. Yankees. Jason Dominguez, 5 games. He's Opta stats. He said in all 5 of the games he's collected a hit, scored a run, has had his team win. No other MLB player in the modern era has done that in each of his first 5 career games. Amazing. Yankees players 20 or younger with 3+ home runs in any 5-game span. Dominguez and Mickey Mantle in 52. Thank you, Katie Sharp. He has the second highest slugging percentage this season through first 5 career games. Steve Whitaker had a 9.947 in 1966 by a Yankee. Yeah, I mean, I hope he keeps it going. And he's the youngest player since at least 1901 with 3+ home runs and 7+ hits in his first 5 career games. They have tied their longest winning streak of the season. And Matt Manning, did you see that? So he got hit by a line drive by Stanton, 119.5 miles per hour. It hit his foot. He fielded the ball, recorded the out, replaced at the start of the second. It's the same foot he was struck by a comebacker in April. The fracture occurred in a different area. So he's fracture in 2 different places of the same foot in the same season. That's nuts, right? I mean, that's crazy. And then I see. Garcia hurt his knee and then slammed his glove down. He's going to be out. He might be done for the season. I hope he's not. But 34 home runs, 100 RBI, second in OPS. That's going to be a tough one. And Lance Lynn for the Dodgers gave up 3 home runs in a 9-run inning and they lost to the Marlins. So Bill Plunkett said, he asked him about giving up 40 home runs. This is what I wanted to get to. He said, I mean, once you get over 40, who gives a shit? Yeah. And Madison Keys yesterday, they talked, her fiance is also her coach. And she said, I couldn't hear shit in the interview. And I was like, see, that's the stuff I like. Not polished and everything. Like, yeah, but I like this. I mean, after you give over 30, who gives a shit? He said, you're just trying to make pictures, Lance Lynn said. It's just kind of one of those years where they come in bunches. It's been the worst of my career, home run-wise. Bad pitch selection, bad execution. Everything that could go bad has gone bad when they've had the opportunity. But yeah, he said, after 30, I mean, who gives a shit? You're giving them home runs. You just got to go out there, and if they're going to hit them, they're going to hit them. I mean, Burt Blyleven gave up a shitload of home runs when he pitched. I mean, it happens. But he's like, who gives a shit, man? I'm pitching. What am I going to do? I can't dwell on it. If I do, it's going to fuck up my pitching. So I like that. I like Madison Keys. Yeah, he's talking to me. I didn't hear shit. I'm playing a guy in the tennis match. I'm not focusing on what my coach is saying to me. I'm locked in right here. I'm not hearing what he's saying to me. I love that stuff. Yeah, that's the stuff I love. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, Yankees also won 5 games May 18th through May 23rd. They suck. Come on, they're not good. And I heard Straka for the Braves is going to be out for the rest of the year. Next man up, man. And the Orioles have set a franchise record for most strikeouts by pitching. Over 1,200. The old record was 1,249. They broke the record for most strikeouts by a team in a season. Yeah, and yes, the Mariners won 8-4. They're still behind the Astros. How about Tyler Glasnow? Career high last night. 14 strikeouts and a 3-1 win yesterday over the Red Sox. And this is from, I love Jason. Gary Sanchez, fractured wrist. He's done for the year. 217 batting average. 1.7 fielding WAR. 15th best for catchers. That's, 19 home runs, 6 best for catcher. And in 75 games, hopefully it's not his last game. That's what he said. G-Man Choi fractured his ankle. So he's done. Choi ends the season with a 179 batting average, 6 home runs, 11 RBIs. 7 games he played with San Diego after the trade from Pittsburgh. 0 for 16, 3 strikeouts. So he went 0-0-0 as a Padre. And Rich Hill, since being traded to San Diego, he has 6 games, 0-4 with a 10.71 ERA. Thank you, Jason, for that. I mean, but Sanchez, I'll tell you, man, Jesus. 19, I know he had 270, but 19 home runs in 75 games. Guy can still hit. Now, will they bring him back? I don't know, but I'll tell you, he got it done. Zach Wheeler for the Phillies, last 3 starts, 19 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs, 7 shutout innings yesterday, 5-1 win. They beat San Diego yesterday, right? Didn't they beat San Diego? Yeah. So they got the win right there. Oh, and how about this one? I saw this from Old Time Baseball Photos. This is Doe Boylan, who on this date in 1978, that was yesterday, took a called third strike in his first career at bat while sitting on the bench. So he came in as a pitch hitter against the Mets in the 7th inning, went out. He worked a 1-2 count, facing Skip Lockwood of the Mets. When the righty hurler developed a short shoulder, leave the game. So Torre, the Mets manager, Joe Torre, replaced Lockwood with southpaw Kevin Coble. So Pirate skipper Chuck Tanner replaced Boylan with pitcher Rennie Stennett, who faced one pitch for a strike. Now, the rules dictated that he take the strikeout, which is, probably fair since it would be, he was the batter who was up to start the at-bat. And Stennett only was up there for one pitch. He'd only played 21 games with 20 plate appearances, hitting 105. He became an extremely successful businessman in Oregon, owning multiple car dealerships. Who knew? Yeah, so Colin Cowherd talked about Steph Curry. He said Curry's career has been discounted. He literally changed basketball. LeBron has an army of people that will defend him as the greatest player ever. Steph has never been given the respect he deserved. He is one of one. He changed basketball. Yeah, little guy shooting. But, we were talking about that yesterday. We were talking about, you talked about the Bird of Magic. Basketball used to be on tape delay. And then Jordan is world, like everybody knows him, like Kobe. But it was Jordan who opened up that Olympic, the Dream Team. The 92 Dream Team, they were celebrities in Barcelona. Celebrity. I mean, there's Jordan. Yes. Little guy, a small guy shooting the way he shoots, yes. But there'd be no Curry without Magic or Bird, because they saved the league, and then Jordan propelled it to international. So, Colin Cowherd, And Paige Becker joins the Nike team. She signs an NIL deal. Now, this was something I was asking Michigan about because I never knew this guy. Michael DeZotto's career of success. The Stat Boy Steven, he's a guy who covers the Rangers, talks all Ranger stuff. 14 seasons, $26 million in earnings, 736 NHL games, Stanley Cup winner. Is he a success? Michigan said, of course he is. Won a cup. End of story. And Steve Cohen's acquiring the New York TGL Golf. That's the new golf league with Tiger. Who gives a shit? Golf league. Are you kidding me? Golf league. Do I care? No. No. Not even close. I mean, no. Oh, so now DeAndre Hopkins wants to crush the Lions, the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Niners after they passed it. Yeah, he wants to crush. Says didn't call back. Yeah, okay. I hope it works out for you, buddy. I really do. I really hope it works out for you. Yeah. And the Bucks don't want to trade Mike Evans, but they're going to pay him. D Rose was playing chess at Drake's concert. Really? All right. Well, I guess so. Good for him. Bryce Harper willing to move from outfield to first base permanently. Okay. I say go for it, dude. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Yes. We got football tonight, man. 36-27. The Mass Comic. Who do you like tonight? No, he's probably gone. But if he was here, I'd say, come on, we'll talk a little bit. But I guess he disappeared. All right, let me get some trivia question. Yes, and I agree. Tulane's Michael Pratt is the best college quarterback you haven't heard discussed. They're playing Mississippi this Saturday. Big game. Yeah, crazy. Casey, you got a score for me? What's the score? Bumbles, my buddy Bumble said 36-27. Casey, you think it's going to be a blowout or close game? What am I going to do? I'm going to take the Lions. I'm going Lions. I'm going to go. It's opposite day for me. I'm going to go. So Bumble said 36-27. Florida Sportsman. I guess he's now the Mass Comic. I think it should be Florida Sportsman. Tony goes off. I need a score. Give me a score. Florida Sportsman. What's your score? Yeah, he took. Okay, so 36-27. We'll keep going. Maybe we'll do every week. We'll pick a game against. We'll pick a game against each other. That's kind of fun. We did that before. Got a score for me? Oh, he says Tony goes off. Okay, I'm going to take Lions 35-27. 35-27. I'm going Lions 35-31. That's all. Yeah. All right. 35-31. Yes. That's what I'm going for. All right. Let me get to some trivia questions. Last show trivia question was, what did Altuve do that had never done in franchise history? First player in Astros history to have 5 home runs in a 2-game span. And what did the Astros do in a 3-game series that had never been done before? That's today's trivia question. What did the Astros do against the Rangers in the 3-game series that had never been done before? Florida, Mass Comic NY, you'll always be a Florida sports fan to me. Thank you for coming on today. Josh was not here today. He's at Margaritaville seeing the Bart and Hahn live show. Good for him. NFL football tonight. Thank you for Max Comic. Thank you for being here today. We'll get you on a show. You'll talk. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about. No Josh today. Bumbles was on today. Said I'm off to Michigan. My parents, Mrs. S, Carol and Carol. Football is on in under 6 hours. All right. I got to go. Adios. Mass Comic NY. Peace out. Adios. Talk to you later. Bye. 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 Share.